Esto es salsa de barrio con un sabor callejero. La salsa sabrosa, la salsa para el mundo entero. Esto es salsa de barrio con un sabor callejero. Con el sabor que me gusta, con el sabor que yo quiero. Esto es salsa de barrio con un sabor callejero.
Woo! That Dominican can sing, dude. Uh-oh. Something's happening here. Uh-oh. I think you're having some technical difficulties over there, brother. I can't hear you. 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 I can't.
And now we are back.
All right. There you go, brother.
Hey, what's going on, Ogie? What's happening? Cheers to you, my man. Cheers to everybody that's watching. This is your podcast, Entre Amigos. Thank you for joining us on this beautiful Saturday afternoon. How you all doing after that 4th of July? What's going on, man?
What's up, peoples? How we all doing? I hope everything, it's beautiful. Actually, it started out raining, but then it turned out it's a little humid, but the sun is out. It's not really that bad. It's not like 100 degrees or anything like that.
But it is very humid, though. Very humid.
It is humid. Yeah, exactly right. So, we want to hear about what everybody was doing over the weekend and over this past week, 4th of July, things like that. Obviously, I'm hoping everybody, spent it with friends and family, and they have to, go the next day to the courthouse, go bail out one of their buddies or cousin or the nephew that started acting up because he had too many beers.
Oh, man. Why those things happen? Huh? Why does got to?
Because every family has a knucklehead that tends to just lose it during these get-togethers.
Yeah, you know what? You are about that. You're right about that. I had to break up a fight actually at the cookout where I was at. There was a misunderstanding that turned out into little smack in the face to someone, and we had to break up the fight. But there was someone that had a little bit too much to drink. Got a little intoxicated, and they put their hands where they're not supposed to. So
lo que pasa, brother. Lo que pasa es que cuando tú mezclas, when you start mixing that Latino blood, and then you add a little rum or tequila or beer, and then maybe a little bit of weed, and then you got all these machos. They're trying to be macho man, So it's like it can only be one macho man. So that's when things like that go down.
Yeah. Well, how do you handle that though? I mean, you got a whole bunch of guys drinking, and then between the group tienen que haber unos cuantos ahí que son, tú sabes, alfa. So
how you handle that?
Que se pongan borracho, imagínate.
So no, I think that how you handle that is either you become the big alpha dog, or you get your big alpha dog to be like, all right, dude. This is my party. I want to make sure none of this shit happened, during my party. And then this is the dude that basically shows up to the altercation, and then everybody's like, nah, ain't no problem over here, man. I was just about to buy him a beer.
Eso así, pero esas cosas así como tú viste al principio siempre pasan, you know what I'm saying? That's what happens when you mix alcohol and all that stuff like that. Hey, Ruben, what's going on, man? Nice to know that you are here. Ruben siempre está ahí fiel.
Ruben, Ariel Diaz, Ariel. Wasn't there a movie where there's a character, the name is Ariel,
The Little Mermaid.
No, that's right. She was half fish. Yo, Ruben, are you half fish, half man?
Hey, if you are joining us, we would like to say welcome. We're talking a little bit about the 4th of July celebration. This is your podcast, Entre Amigos.
Hey, exactly. You know what? Since you just mentioned the 4th of July, right? There's a little tidbit. This is my my little contribution to society. Because if you didn't know, you're about to know. All right. Okay. So you know we all celebrate the 4th of July as the Independence Day. But in reality, Independence Day was declared on July 2nd. The only reason why we celebrate the 4th is because it was signed in Philadelphia on the 2nd, but not everybody was there. So the Declaration of Independence had to be written by horse all the way to Boston. It's a 2 days ride on horseback, so it could be signed by the final members of the newly formed Continental Congress.
Oh wow!
So again, it's technically speaking, our the day that we declared independence from England was actually on July 2nd, but because the final signatures did not go on to the document until the 4th, that's why we celebrated on the 4th.
Okay, then that's something. I never knew that.
There you go. You see, and if you didn't know,
I never knew that.
Now you know.
Now you know.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that. And no, it was not Paul Revere.
Good,
it was not Paul Revere, you know, riding a horse with the Declaration of Independence. No, all right.
That's funny. You know what? A lot of things too that happened on the 4th of July, especially this one. I don't know if you heard the news about this guy that passed away because he put a firework to his head and it blew up, so he ended up in the hospital and then he passed away.
Yes.
Did you hear about that?
I read a little bit about it. I mean, it's part of the headlines that you know, over the week, basically. And that happens every year, believe it or not. You think that by now human beings would have evolved to learn that, listen, you don't fuck around with fireworks. Okay, if you're drunk, please don't fuck around with fireworks. But no, for whatever reason, us men, we don't learn. Okay, and you know what? The perfect proof of the fact that men don't learn is the invention of the helmet.
7 minutes. No, tell us a little bit about it.
Think about it for a second. Right? So instead of being like, wait a minute, I know if I do this, I can hit my head and crack my head fucking wide open. But instead of just saying I'm not gonna do it, be like, nah, fuck that. I'm gonna invent the helmet just so I can fucking do it anyway. You know what I mean? That's how us men, that's how we think. We think this way. It's like, nah. You know what I mean? So it's like I said, you know, so somebody invented the helmet. Why? Because it's like, yeah, this shit is dangerous. I can crack your fucking head open. You shouldn't do it. Nah, but I really want to do it. So I'm going to invent something that's going to protect my head so I don't crack it open.
You ever seen that commercial, those little videos that they ask, why do men die faster than women? We always doing something stupid, man.
Yeah, exactly right.
We always doing something stupid, something dangerous. You know? But yeah, man, that was pretty crazy, man. Like, how do you know? How do you do that? You know, so that must have been some, you know, like a strong firework para que le hiciera todo el daño ese y lo matara, man. That's crazy.
Listen, I agree, of course, man. Listen, I've heard stories. As a matter of fact, I know, you know, somebody that's actually family member of one Mr. Jose Diaz, who happened to not be present here with us today, because you know,
he's on the comment section. He's joining us. He's watching.
You know, there you go, Baba. You know, so and again, you know, because alcohol, mixing alcohol with fireworks almost never ends well. And you got so it's accidents happen like that a lot. So I mean, you shouldn't do it. I mean, I don't understand, but it doesn't matter. You see, people, us men, you don't hear women doing this shit. Whenever you hear stories like this, it's never a woman doing it. It's a man.
Yeah, it's
almost always Florida man does this. Florida man does that.
Yeah, I think once you start doing the research and you start looking, like you said, at all the accidents that happen over the 4th of July, I think maybe 90%, maybe even 100, I would say, or 99.9% are happening men for doing dumb shit, and
it's all men. It's all us men. We're stupid. I mean, we're smart, but we're also stupid.
It's like you said, because the mix of alcohol.
Yeah. You know what I mean? It's you like. Here's the thing, right? So the guy that had that accident that died, right? Mm-hmm. He was drunk. He had been drinking, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I don't know how drunk he was, but he had been drinking, right? And I gotta bet that guy knew of some other people while he was still alive, of some other people that had bad accidents while drinking and fucking around with fireworks. So he already knew that. But you see what I mean? Like, instead of getting a helmet, maybe if he had fucking worn a helmet, he'd be alive today.
It's crazy, man.
Because he already knew this. Oh, wait a minute, it's not right. That guy fucking lost an eye over there, or lost a fucking an ankle because he was drinking and fucking around with fireworks. I should not do that. No, he already knew, but fuck it. He said, not today. It ain't gonna happen to me.
But what do you think of the people watching, though? I mean, if this guy's drunk, would you let a buddy of yours put a firework on his head? If you're a little bit sober than him, there must have been people around him watching. Well, do you think maybe it was a bet? It could have been so many things, So maybe this guy wasn't acting on his own stupidity. Maybe he was being influenced by someone else.
You think he was coerced?
I don't know. I wasn't there, but I'm just thinking, you just don't get drunk by yourself and be like, I'm gonna put a firework in my head, Someone must have said something.
Was this guy mentally challenged in any way?
I don't know. Well, I don't know.
All right. So unless he was like a retard, and maybe that I'm not using the right word here, but fuck it, I already used it. All right. So if this is just a dude like you and me, he did not exercise common sense.
Not at all.
Now, listen, common sense is one thing that I will say that you either have it or you don't. You cannot acquire it. You cannot learn it. Somebody cannot just give you common sense. You either have it or you don't. Now, if this guy died exactly because he decided to put a goddamn, what is it, M80 or something on his head?
Yeah. That's what it was.
So he did not exercise common sense. So I believe that he never had it in the first place. You know what I
mean? That's some crazy stuff, man. ¿Qué te iba a decir? And we got a lot of feedback, man, about last week's show, man. The salsa show that we had. People were loving it.
I didn't think it was long enough. I think we could have done a good 3-4 hours solid. Because we only covered maybe 1 or 2 decades. You know what I mean? We covered some of the early stuff, but we didn't cover some of the new stuff that's out here too. Some of the shit that come in between, in the middle.
We barely. I mean, I think from the new stuff, we probably play a little bit of Marc Anthony and that's it. But there's a lot of new salsa, a lot of new orquestas, a lot of new singers that are out there that haven't que no han explotado todavía, que están en sus principios. For example, that group that you put me on, ¿cómo es que se llama
La Máxima 79.
La Máxima 79. I never heard of them, So, here I am, loving salsa and not knowing about these people, esta orquesta que I heard a couple songs and tan brutales, mano. So, this definitely opened up a new
I hope that you share whenever you learn new stuff, that whatever you send it my way, because you never know. Maybe I never heard it before.
Oh man, that's pretty hard. I said it, man. I said it last week, man. Trying to, beating the knowledge that you have about salsa and todos los cantantes, la orquesta que hay out there. That's kind of hard. That's a very hard thing to do, man.
But listen, I want to say this, okay? I think I'm pretty knowledgeable when it comes to the whole salsa genre and all that. But I have to acknowledge and admit that Mr. Jose Diaz, partner in crime, who, like, again, he cannot be here with us today because of he got to work. Dude got to work. We all got to work. So, but he has a very vast amount of knowledge when it comes to the salsa, and it's and I understand the passion he has for it, because it comes from his daddy. His daddy, kind of instilled that in him, and he picked it up and ran with it.
Yeah,
like Forrest Gump. Remember like Forrest Gump when they handed him that football? He said, "Hey, run, Forrest, run!" He ran out of the goddamn stadium, right? So I think Jose, like I said, he's done his due diligence, he's done his homework, and I have to acknowledge that he's got plenty of insightful material when it comes to the genre of music that I don't know. It's, in my opinion, probably the greatest on this planet.
Yeah,
because it's got everything.
Yeah, that's for sure. So no, it was definitely a great show, man. And I actually, I was impressed at the end of the show how much he knew about salsa. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's not just about like knowing, those songs, and it's also about knowing like the singer or the musician's life story, where they came from, the things they did, like in not in their social life, but like in their private life. For example, he talked about a couple of them that served in the military, that did other things, so that's amazing. When you have that passion for music, and you love this artist, and you just don't know only know what they do on the stage, but you also know like their personal life, man. So I thought that was pretty cool. Like I said, by the end of the show, I was like, wow, this guy really, you know what I'm saying, he knows his stuff. So yeah,
quick
Jose,
cameo.
you did a good job, bro. Mr. Diaz.
Quick cameo, if you guys don't mind. Real quick, this is my number one granddaughter.
She's on. We got to bring her on one of these days.
Say hi, Octavia. She's getting her hair done. That's why she's got this thing on.
Get you.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah, she's only 2 years old.
God bless her, man. 2 years.
I'm kidding. I look at her. She looked back. It was like, no, I'm not, Grandpa.
Was she trying to be older than that?
Nah, she's gonna be 6 soon.
6, yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny. Go ahead.
I was gonna touch on the whole salsa subject there. If we ever do another music inspired episode like we did last week, we cannot do it without Mr. Diaz and the other Mr. Diaz too, because he knows a lot of stuff. He knows his shit too. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
yeah. You know what I mean? So and then after, we gotta do salsa. Might take us a few episodes, but then we gotta do some bachata too. We gotta do at least a bachata episode.
I know a little bit about bachata. I don't know. I mean, I love the music. The bachata that I love was the one from
then
back
you
in
got
the
plenty.
days, como
You got plenty of time.
de Raulín, de Teodoro, de Anthony Santos. You know what I'm saying? Those are the people that I know. Un saludo a mi hermano que nos está viendo en México, en Nuevo Laredo, Tamaulipas. Saludos, bro, bendiciones. Espero que esté bien allá con la familia.
Saludos, mi gente.
El programa.
Saludos, mi gente. Espero que está todo bien allá, brother. Yo, how hot is it down there? Yo, Wilmer Valiente, pai.
Wilmer, ¿qué tan caliente está allá en México
¿Qué
ahora?
tan caliente está eso allá abajo, brother?
But yeah, bro, over there is pretty hot, man. It's very, very hot, bro.
Me imagino, pai, me imagino. No, I never been to Texas.
No. ¿Tú has ido a Texas?
No.
Yo fui a Texas una vez que la temperatura llevaba 30 y pico días, ¿verdad? Estaba a 100 y pico, bro, for 30 something days, bro. Imagine that, man. That's crazy. We get like 3 days or 2 days here, 90-degree weather for 100-degree, and we want to die. Oh my God.
And no, actually, no. And people actually do die. That's what I'm saying. People actually do die. Whenever we get like 2 or 3 days of like 100+ degree weather, people do die. I'll be like, yeah, today in the 6 o'clock noon, today 3 people died of heat exhaustion. Whatever, their AC broke down and they were sleeping and the heat got them. They're like, oh shit, man, where was Batman? Well, you needed him, right?
Bro, I work in a kitchen, right? I think this summer so far hasn't been that hot, but I think last summer the hottest day in the kitchen in our kitchen was 108.
Dude, that's
108, hot. Bro.
But
I'm telling you,
that's
bro,
a temperature. That's a temperature. That's not count. That's so. What was the humidity? Like 80%.
Well, I mean, the humidity was it was. I don't remember the humidity, but it was hot. So it's one of those times where you can't breathe, man. You just want to like drink a lot of water, but at the same time you're connected. You're working because I work in the kitchen that is very, very fast. We move fast, bro. We don't stop. There's no time to like, oh, I'll be back. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. Oh, I'll be back. I'm gonna go for a walk. I'm gonna go get some fresh air, bro. When we're cooking, man, we're cooking. We don't stop, man. So only chance you have is just to look at the clock and see what time it is or check the temperature, bro. That's all you get. You know what I'm saying? So the hottest day we had last year in the summer was 108 degrees, man. And I'm telling you, by the time you're done, bro, you're freaking exhausted. Like your energy level you're like drained, bro. So if you ever worked in a kitchen, you know exactly what I'm talking about, man.
Last time I worked in a kitchen, last kitchen I ever worked at, it was an actual, well, I don't know if you want to call it a kitchen, but I worked at D'Angelo's. I was the grill man at D'Angelo's back in 1994, 95. You know what I mean? And during lunch period, man, because I don't know if you ever been to a D'Angelo's?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, right, it's you got it's a steak and cheese. Steak and cheese is their main thing, but they got the stir fry, they got all that other shit. So, I mean, the grill is lunchtime. Talking about, and where I worked at, it was like there was a lot of office buildings around. So, of course, during lunchtime it'd be packed. Or it'd be people calling in, and when you were the grill man, my goodness, man, you lose at least a pound. You lose a pound or two every shift. Every shift.
No, it's no joke, man. Like I said,
you end up with your socks are wet from the sweat.
Yeah, no, it gets hot, man. I'm telling you, those days that I have at the kitchen, man. When it's really hot, like I literally get out, I come home, I take a shower, bro, and I have no energy to do nothing else. Sometimes when I do go pick up my son on the way there, I got to travel about a half hour to pick him up, bro. Like I'm falling asleep, man. But it's not that tired. Oh, I'm tired because I didn't sleep. No, it's just like it's a drain. You know what I'm saying? Like you're drained, like all your energy is drained. Like you're literally running on like on life support,
man. That's how you're on fumes. It's like somebody zapped all your energy out of you.
Yeah, that's what the heat does to you in the kitchen. And when I get the opportunity, I come straight home, and I take a shower, bro, and I go to sleep, man. I gotta recharge, bro. Otherwise, forget it, man. I'll be so tired the whole afternoon. So the heat does a lot of damage.
Well,
so
I was kind of like already expecting the fact that you would take a shower after you got home, because if you didn't, man, you want to go to bed, smelling like peppers and onions and mushrooms and zucchinis and beef broth and all.
That's the worst smell.
Because when you work in the kitchen, you're gonna get spills. You're gonna get shit on you.
Oh yeah.
You're gonna end up when you leave the rest. When you leave the job, you smell like everything that they make in the job.
You really do. And I'll tell you, that smell on your clothes, it's not a pretty smell. It's not it doesn't make you hungry. That's so funny though. You say that because I remember like back in the days, right? When I was married, I had to take off my clothes, bro, and put them aside. You know what I'm saying? I had to separate those clothes because when I got home, you know what I'm saying, they'll be like, "Oh man, you smell, you stink," and you you don't smell it on yourself, while you're at work or on the way out of work, until somebody else says something, and the smell that stays on your clothes, man, it's a horrible smell, bro.
Well, you don't notice it because it's you're around it all the time, so it's not abnormal to you. It's when
you smell like onions, peppers, like grill. Oh my God!
When other people smell you, and I'm like, oh damn, dude, where the fuck you been, man?
Yeah, it's bad.
And I appreciate it. Listen, and me and my wife, right? So anyway, I used to work as a machine operator. All right, working in machines in a manufacturing plant, right? And so I used to get my clothes, everything smelled like oil, machine. So she would put my work clothes, right, in a different machine. She would not mix it with the rest of the clothes, dude. And it's like, because it makes sense. Like, yeah, you're right. Because that smell, no matter how many times you wash it, that smell never. It's that oil smell that never really comes off.
Nah,
that manufacturing grease, oil, all that shit that never really comes off your clothes.
You see, Mr. Diaz comment. Elmer, tell us the story of how you almost lost your finger. I mean, which time? There's been a few times. There's been a couple of times that I end up in the emergency, to get stitches on my fingers. So there was this time, right? I was getting ready to go, right? This happened in a restaurant in Massachusetts, an Italian restaurant, and the name of the place used to be Frankie's. I'm gonna tell you that story. The name of the place used to be called Frankie's. Of course, it was a traditional Italian food, and my shift had ended, and right before you left the place, you were supposed to fill up the station, make sure they had for like the second people, for like the dinner people. Yeah. So I went to slice some onions, like those red onions for the salad, and I'm crying, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm in like a little corner and those suckers were strong, So like
they didn't freeze them? They didn't freeze them? Because that's what we used to do. We freeze the onions for a while.
They were nice and fresh. So no, we didn't. I guess that's another way. They have like a lot of, ways to, to prevent the gases from, making you cry. But anyways, so I'm in the corner, right? I'm slicing onions, bro. I was supposed to slice like 2 buckets, So I'm going like that. Next thing I know, all I hear is like, zzz, like a little bro, and I backed up so fast, man. Next thing I know, there's blood gushing out of my finger, this finger right here.
It's a good thing. It's a good thing you was already crying, right?
Good thing I was already crying, bro. So the blood, right, is just gushing like a lot, bro. And the manager, right, era una hembra. And she's like freaking out. She's like, oh my God. Bro, she goes, right? She grabs like this cup. I don't know why. I was a lot younger, you know what I'm saying? She grabbed like a cup of ice, you know what I'm saying, with like some water. And that thing filled up so fast, man. And it was bad. So that time I end up in the hospital. I think I got, I probably got about 8 or 10 stitches, bro, on this finger because they had to put stitches in the inside and then the ones on top. I was actually able to see my bone. I still got the scar. I could still feel the cut, bro. It was.
Do you still have fingerprints on that thumb?
Unfortunately, I do. I do still have it.
Motherfucker,
It's a little, crooked. It looks retarded, but I still got the fingerprint, man. But I lost a good chunk. I lost a good chunk. And last year too, I ended up in Kent Hospital. That time I didn't got stitches. It's just I couldn't stop the bleeding. That was on this right here. This finger right here. I was chopping bacon, bro, and I hit one of the nerves. The knife just bounced back, took my nail off, half of my nail, and slashed my finger, bro. I lost the chunk of that finger. I don't know where that went, but thank God it regrew back up.
I will say this. I will tell you this. That when it comes to cooking and in the kitchen, the worst accident I ever had was I pulled out a pan a stainless steel pan that I had. I was making some melting potatoes, right? And I took them out, right, out of the oven because you start them out on a stovetop. That's why I was using a pan. You start them out on the stovetop, then you finish them off in the oven, right?
Right.
So then we're done. I took them out of the oven. I used the pot handle, to take it out, put it on top of the stove. And then I turned around to do something real quick. It came back and oh shit! And now I gotta move the pan that I just took out of the oven. But I forgot that I had just taken it out of the oven. So I grabbed the fucking handle, the whole like a grip, like this whole grip, like this. Oh my god, dude! And I let go of the fucking thing as soon as I grabbed it. My hand was burnt, and oh my god, that was so painful. That whole night was a misery. Because if you've ever gotten a burn like that, it hurts all night.
It does. They hear the
but I will say this. So for you kiddies out there listening to this, I was drinking, so that's what happened.
Well, that explains it. Hey, that's
I was having
one
some
of the
drinks
things that men do when they drink.
and I decided to cook some fancy shit that required me to do something that I should not have been a part of. All right.
Don't drink and cook.
The only thing that you're allowed to cook while you're drinking is in a microwave. All right. All right, that's it because I mean, it's very rare you're gonna the only way you can start a fire in a microwave is if you like put the fork in there or something. So please do not put forks in the microwave.
See, when Jose, Hector, and we used to live together, bro. We didn't cook when we were drunk, man. We used to take walks to the 24-hour Sam's store, bro. We used to go. We used their microwave. We made ramen noodles there. We used to go buy burritos, either that or the New York system that was around the corner from my house. That's what we used to do, man. There was no cooking when we were drunk. That shit was not allowed in our apartment. Because we know shit happens.
Yeah, well, listen, this was, and here's the thing. Here's the funny part about it. Like, this didn't happen to me like 30 years ago. This happened like maybe like 7 years ago. You know what I mean? So I'm like, I'm in my 40s already, and this shit's happening.
Yeah,
in my own kitchen. Whatever.
That's crazy.
But that's what happens.
I can't recall an accident that I had while being intoxicated, man. Like like burning or doing something stupid. Most of the time I've been at work. Whenever I had gotten hurt, it's been at work. But I'll tell you, man, those cuts, they hurt. The burns hurt. When you work in a restaurant, I don't know how long you work though. You kind of get used to those accidents though. You agree?
Yeah, I agree. The small little burns on the finger on the knuckles.
Yeah.
When you're doing the grill, every once in a while, what you got to do, with your hands, you put them in the grill, and your hands are gonna every once in a while touch the hot grill, and you get that little
Yeah,
little
yeah.
burn on your knuckle. You get used to that. Or you know, I used to do some of the prep work. You got slice of tomatoes,
Mhm.
things like that. A little cuts. They're gonna happen. It's part of the job, you know.
Yeah. Nah, you know, I used to work with this guy, man, this old man. Bro, he been doing pizza for so long, right? He was able to go into the oven and literally grab like the pizza pan by hand and take it out, bro. In an oven that's about 500 degrees, man. You know what I'm
All
saying?
right,
This
it
guy
is.
was crazy, and you didn't see him like being fake or anything. Obviously he didn't hold it for a minute or two, but he was able to go into the oven, pull the pizza tray, right, and the pizza pan, and take it out and put it on the table, bro. That's how much you get used to it, man. The body adjusts to everything, man. That's all. That's all it
Well,
is. You adjust
evolution
it.
does exist. I mean, it does exist. The body, I mean, our bodies have not gotten used to fire. Meaning that if you apply fire to the human skin, it's going to burn and it's going to hurt
Mm.
and it's going to injure you. There's just no way around it. We have not gotten to the point where we are not fireproof or heat proof
Mm-hmm.
or anything proof, really. Uh, us humans, especially man, we're the most dangerous animal on this planet. By all means, we are the most dangerous animal on this planet. Okay. But we're also at the same time the most susceptible to the dangers of this planet. Because let's say, for example, let's say if you decide to go to Australia or go to the Congo, right? And you go to Australia, everything in Australia is trying to kill you. The environment is trying to kill you. The insects, the bugs, the birds, everything, the animal, the wild, everything is trying to kill you. You understand what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying, people?
Yeah, yeah.
It's everything is trying to kill you. Okay, so yeah, us men, we've conquered all this shit. We know we've tamed everything. We have basically conquered this planet, except for the deep ocean. But
Oh man.
that's a different episode.
I would
But
definitely love. I would love to know what's really down there. You know what I'm saying? But that's
but
fine,
we're
bro.
also susceptible to a silly virus like COVID or come on, you know how many people died of COVID? Never mind COVID, the Spanish flu back in 1918, 1917,
1918.
something like that.
Hmm.
Okay,
It
over a
was literally
hundred
a
million,
100 years, 100 years from
yeah,
apart.
over 100 million people died over that.
Hmm.
Do you know what I mean? I mean, that's a lot. I mean, that's how. I mean, again, we're the most dangerous animal on the planet, but we're also the most susceptible
Yeah,
to death.
it's pretty crazy, ain't it? Makes
It
you
is.
makes you think a lot. Yeah, makes you think a lot, man. But Jose had a comment here. The majority of freak accidents that happen take place in a workplace environment. That's true. Imagine those people that work with like cranes. And you know what's crazy though?
Well,
Nowadays, right, with like via security cameras everywhere. Um, you
I,
do
I
get to
I will.
unfortunately you
I'm,
get to see a lot of those accidents happening. I have
I'm I'm sorry, but I think I'm
uh,
going to dispute that fact.
what really like accident
Uh,
like let,
so,
let me let, let me let,
although
let me let me tell you this story real quick, and then you could say if you still want to dispute or something. So
okay, sure.
all right, so there's plenty of videos, right? um I see it, and I said unfortunately because we really don't want to watch someone, last moments and dying in a brutal way. But there was this guy. In factories, they always tell you not to stay alone by yourself. Whenever there's machineries, they always want someone to stay. You never stay by yourself. there was this guy that was working in a factory, and the factory had the machine had these big rolls that he was putting like material through it. Big machine. Something got stuck in there. The guy decided to put his hand in there. His hand got cut. So what happens? The machine pulled him and it started spinning him like this. Meanwhile, the security camera is recording everything. Now you see the guy's body, right? Hold by one, only his arm is pinched. He starts spinning around. And as he's spinning around, bro, less of like flesh is going everywhere, man. And the less you see of him until there was nothing left. Tell me that's not bad.
It is messed up. Now,
crazy, bro.
Now here's my next question: Did the guy was he okay?
No, the guy the guy was gone. There was no guy left.
It was a rhetorical question. It was a rhetorical question. It was a rhetorical question.
So how is that not freaky? That's just crazy, bro.
It is freaky. It is freaky.
All you see at the beginning is his legs, bro, hitting the floor. You start seeing blood and blood. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's like this guy was not.
Yeah.
Man, it was
now why don't you Google? Though why don't you Google how many homeowners?
Like the Soul movie. Yeah, hell yeah, that was like that.
No. Just Google how many homeowners have died from falling off a ladder while doing home improvements. Okay, see those deaths, they don't make the news, they don't make the headlines or nothing. But if you just Google how many homeowners a year die from trying to clean their fucking gutters, man. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
So, and then we'll be like, oh shit. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, maybe Ogie's got a point.
No, I gotta give you that because well, they are professionals, but those accidents still happen. When you're doing construction, like people that do roofing, okay. They're falling off the roof. There was I don't know if you ever met Felito, Jose's cousin Felix.
I don't know Jose. I never met Jose. Jose is like a stranger to me, man. Nah, I'm kidding, man.
So Felix, right? He lives in Fall River, and I think it was probably about 3 years ago, bro. We're on the phone, right? We're on the phone, and he's telling me the story that this has just happened. There was
real quick, if you don't mind. This episode is brought to you by Woodford Reserve. Woodford Reserve, quality unmatched. You cannot only buy it, but you can sniff it too. Once again, Woodford Reserve.
So we're on the phone, bro. He's telling me the story that there was some guys doing the roof next door from his house, right? And he was in his apartment. Next thing he knows, he heard something like hit the ground, like, bro. Uno de los trabajadores se había caído de un tercer piso, bro.
Yeah, but see, that's not a freak accident. I bet you he was just cutting corners.
Come on.
He was bypassing. Crazy, he was bypassing security. Now, what I consider a freak accident is when a regular Joe like you or me, or most likely the average homeowner in this country is like a middle-aged white male between 40 and 50, weighs about 220 pounds, so on and so forth, decides I'm gonna clean the gutters today. So he pulls out his trusty ladder that he bought 20 years ago, right? Okay, and he sets it up, and he thinks he's got his tool belt going, so it's weighing him down a little bit. But then he goes up the ladder, he forgets something already. Now he got to come back down again. And then, so anyway, this process repeats itself at least a few times before he's got everything he needs to do the job. He's up there. Now he starts doing it. He starts doing it, right? And it's like, but wait a minute. This is not working the way it's supposed to. Now he makes a sudden move he's not supposed to make while he's up there, but he figured, I'm okay. I've done this many times, right? Woo! Next thing you know, his fucking skull and neck gets cracked and broken because he fell onto the patio while trying to fucking clear some old leaves out of a fucking drain, the gutter.
The gutter. So let me ask you a question. So you're a homeowner. So who cleans the gutters in your house?
Who the fuck do you think does it?
What precautions do you take?
Dude, what precautions I take? I had my youngest son get up there on the roof. I tell Johnny to get up there, man. And I'll be like, Johnny, if you fall, I'll catch you, man. I'll catch you. I'll tell him I'll catch you. Salud.
No, man, that's crazy. Salud, papá. De tu programa Entre Amigos podcast. I'm here with my friend Augie. We got Chris on the line. We got Mr. Diaz. Hey, Mr. Diaz got a comment for us here. He says, let's see, can we put that on the screen? It says, negative, sir. That was a freak accident. Cutting corners in a barn, not inspecting properly, and doors come flying away while in mid-flight. That's cutting corners.
Yo, but that was because of Biden. Biden did that. See, Biden.
How did Biden do that?
Biden, he went into Boeing.
Biden had a factory job.
Yeah, no, but he went into Boeing. He told him, "Listen, man, you got to stop using all these safety regulations and shit, man. We're gonna cut all these regulations so you can fucking do your job the right way."
And shit happens after that.
No, of course it didn't happen. Okay, what happened is like that one accident that happened, or one or two employees fucking got lazy while doing the fucking job. That's what happened.
Yeah, bro. But hasn't that company has been having a lot of issues for many years, though.
Boeing. First of all, Boeing is an American company, been around for like 100 years now. All right.
Mm-hmm. I think we talked about this last time. Yeah.
Did we? I don't remember. But anyway.
No, Boeing, I know, but it just brings the conversation back. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Because how those very respectful company like that has been having so much problems throughout the years, because it's not just now; it's been for a while now.
If you look at every company's record, they're always going to have some sort of issue. A lot of the times it's accidental. Most of the time it's just fucking corporate malfeasance. You know what I mean? It's that simple. You know, every once in a while a company will just it'll be an accident, and that's possible. That's a very possible thing. But for the most part, it's because guys, these companies are run by men. They have CEOs, and all they care about is the profit margin. All they care about is pleasing their shareholders. You know what I mean? They don't care about what happens to the river down the street, or they don't care about any of that shit. All they care about is whether or not we can make a buck on this.
And that brings us to our next topic, politics. Everybody's favorite topic. Politics nowadays.
This is Mr. Diaz's favorite topic.
That's Mr. Diaz's favorite topic.
Well, because first of all, we all know that he is a libertarian. I believe that he's a Bernie Sanders. He's a Bernie guy. Hey, listen, I'm a Bernie guy. I like Bernie. I love a lot of what Bernie has to say. The only problem is that what Bernie has to say, America's not ready for yet.
Or he ain't going to be around by the time he's ready, because he ain't got much left.
Unfortunately, you're right. I'm hoping there's a different guy. a younger Bernie comes up, that in maybe 10, 20 years, by then, our society, some of these old folks, because, I don't know if you understand conservative, right? The conservatives.
Conservatives.
Yeah. So the Republicans, they're
Yeah.
conservatives, right?
Yeah. Mhm.
What is the definition? What is the definition of conservative? It means
I
they want to
was
conserve. It means that they want to conserve things the way they are. They want things they like it the way they don't want any changes. I don't care if they don't care if it's for the better of humanity. No, I want to keep it this way because that's the way I like it. That's the way I like it. So I want to conserve it this way. I want to conserve it this way. You know what I mean? While progressives are always looking for ways to make things better,
for
easier,
change,
faster, better. Okay. I mean, think about it for a second. Listen, right now, in this country, the highway system that we have right now in this country, bar none, you can thank a liberal for that. Social Security, thank a liberal, a progressive for that. Okay. The fact that you have a 40-hour work week, that's a progressive liberal mentality. That's not a conservative mentality. If it was up to conservatives, the conservatives, they want kids to go back to work.
Yeah, they do. I agree with that because the the party that's happening right now, the conservatives, they want to change the age for make it make the kids work start beginning to work at an early age. So yes, you are right about that. Check fact.
Yes, I'm telling you, it's like so because I don't think. First of all, I'm opposed to children getting homework. Okay? If you can't teach my child what he needs to learn, the 8 hours that he's in school, he's not going to come home to work on some more work. This is the time we have together, and him and his brothers maybe have together, and sisters or whatever. I'm not going to fucking make him sit there for another hour or two, do more fucking schoolwork. I think that's bullshit. A kid should be able to just do the thing at home and work at school, schoolwork at school, and at home he does home. Like he maybe he has a chore. He's 10 years old. Yeah, son, it's your turn to take out the trash, or you know what? Go play with your brothers. Have a life.
Yeah.
The only problem is that in this country, school was invented to basically train a workforce. You ever notice how the school cafeterias and the prison cafeterias look almost the same?
School cafeteria, yeah, they do. Funny. Your mic went off. Ogie's mic went off. We're having a little technical issue. He's over here educating us on school cafeterias. And
all right, how about now?
Now you're back. Yeah, you're back. You're back.
Lito
estaba tan inspirado ahí, but yeah, man, I didn't thought of that, but yeah, you're right.
Think about that. Yeah, it's all the school system in this country was designed in a way so that all they're doing is training a workforce how to obey orders.
Yeah. Let me see. I have a question now that we talked about that. Do you think that every school, right, needs to make mandatory, right, classes, or make it mandatory to the teachers to teach practical skills, like they used to back in the days, like sewing, changing tires, basic car maintenance, tax filing, and a lot of essentials of life.
Almost every high school pre 1965 or so used to teach this stuff.
I mean, because I still remember. I don't know if you remember home economics. Remember home economics? that we used to have also workshops,
yeah,
like wood
yeah.
workshops.
I mean, I never took it, but
Yeah.
uh,
So
please tell me you didn't take it, man.
I did, man. I did. Home economics, man. They didn't just teach you one thing. You learn a lot from that class, bro. I did. I took a lot of different practical classes like that, and I think somehow in life they do help you. So I believe that like you said, you agree
I,
that they
I
should bring
believe
those
yes,
back, man. I don't
yes,
know if
yes.
like for example here in Rhode
Yeah,
Island they used to
they
have
should. Yeah,
here in Rhode Island,
go
they
ahead.
used to have this technical school, right? In high school, they used to have teachers that were mechanics, and they used to teach the kids, you know what I'm saying, the high schoolers, about vehicles, how they change brakes, how they do oil changes and all that stuff like that. A lot of times they were able to bring like their family member cars and work on them at the tech school. I don't know if they still do that, but we have touched this subject before about like this new generation nowadays not having those that type of skill, from like
No,
changing a
I
tire
agree. You're right.
or
You're right.
checking your the motor, the oil in your engine, so uh I think that that's something that they should have never ended it. They should continue, and or they need to bring it back for sure.
Well, I will tell you this, okay? So there are still a lot of technical schools. The problem is, especially at least in the state that I live in Connecticut. In the state of Connecticut, I think there's a total of maybe about 15 to 18 technical high schools where
Hmm.
they offer courses like barbering or mechanic or carpentry, stuff like that, right?
Hmm.
But these are technical schools that basically it's almost like a lottery. It
What,
should
to like
not be
get
a
in?
lottery.
To get
Exactly.
in?
Exactly. Yeah, because now they only have so many spaces, so
Mm.
they can only accommodate so many students at a time. You know what I mean? Whereas back in the days, almost every high school used to offer these courses.
Yeah, yeah.
And believe it or not, a lot of people may not want to hear this. The reason why they don't exist anymore is for the same reason we have gun control laws now, for the same reason that we people have to pay for college now,
Mm.
and it has to do with racism because
Mm.
they didn't want black people to acquire this knowledge, to get these services.
Mm.
Listen, before 1969, any man, woman, and child in this country basically could own a gun, no problem. But in the 1960s, Ronald Reagan was governor of California, and the Black Panthers they were exercising their Second Amendment right.
You're right.
Okay, and you know what? The government did not like that. They said, "No, fuck this, fuck that," and then they started putting all these gun control laws so that black people could not own guns because they were afraid of a fucking armed rebellion, right? That's just
Mm.
one thing. Also, college used to be free. Tuition used to be free. Unless Harvard is different, but that's a private college. But
Mhm.
every state college or university used to be free. Ronald Reagan got rid of that because why? Because they didn't want black people to participate in that and
Mm.
get college degrees.
Mm.
Like, listen, when they talk about systemic racism, there's a reason why they say it.
That's
That's a
pretty deep.
topic. That's a topic maybe for a different episode.
Yeah, no, that's pretty deep. I mean, I can't give an opinion on that because I don't know much about that, but it's definitely some food for thought. You know
The
what I'm saying?
history,
Something
I can share some stuff with
we
you if you
can,
want.
yeah, we can definitely talk about that
We can touch on it
some other
again.
time because there's a lot of, you know what it is, man. There's a lot of information that's available, about our past, the history and stuff like that that we don't know, and it's always good to understand, where the things begin, why the things ended, and stuff like that. That way we just don't become part of a group that just follows. You know what I'm saying? You're because that's what it is. Sometimes we changes come and we don't know why they come, and we just go with it and we're okay with it,
Exactly
and
right.
not knowing exactly what we're doing or where we're heading. But when you feed yourself, information, when you feed yourself facts, then you're able to, make your own conclusions, and you're able to understand why this race feels this way, why this other race feels the other way. Like, you understand things and you understand life, and then you're able to, be of help, or at least informative in some kind of a way. So this is
I
good
agree.
stuff, man. Definitely good stuff.
I agree. I will. I
Definitely
want
good
to say.
stuff.
I want to say this also that. Listen. Do not take my word for anything that I'm saying. Google is free. The libraries are free.
Always do your own
Okay,
research. Good.
it's okay, and you should not just listen to one source. Just listen.
Yeah,
For example, and I'm just using this as an example,
I'm a
right?
big believer
Because
of that.
because you,
Hmm.
and let's say you got Fox News and you got CNN, you got NBC, right? So they're all different. So you should listen or hear or read everything from everybody because they're all going to have their own spin, but they're all also going to have some fact. And if you're smart enough,
Hmm.
hopefully you're intelligent enough to discern bullshit from reality. You know,
Yeah. No, I'm a great believer of that, man. I always say that, man. That's one of the things I always preach is like, never make conclusions out of one source.
one
You got to do
source,
your
exactly right.
research,
Yeah,
invest time, read what this person is saying, read what this other person is saying,
yeah,
and
yeah.
at
Read
the
it,
end,
read it.
once you gather enough information, then you come out with your own conclusion.
Conclusion.
You know,
Exactly right.
yeah, yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's all it is, But sometimes we're so hard-headed that we just listen to one person that holds a stage has to say, and whatever this person says, that's what it is. Ain't nothing else is true because this person said it, and
That's a
it's
cult.
not.
That's a
It's not
cult
like
like
that.
mentality. That
That
would be
is,
a cult like
yeah. That's
mentality.
It's not like that. Yeah, you can't do that. You can't just listen to one person and close yourself and don't leave the door open for anybody else to make any opinions about the way you think. No, no,
Exactly
no.
right.
Listen to different sources because that's definitely not going to lead you anywhere prosper. When you become that type of person that you only believe in one person that has a stage and then everything else is wrong. So, but
Arm
what are you
yourself
gonna
with
do?
as much as or you got to arm yourself with as much information as possible, as much as you can soak in. And listen, unfortunately, this may not apply, even though it should, to like the regular 17, 18, 19-year-old kid out there right now, because they're not thinking about that shit. They're thinking about the moment. It's not until you get to around our age and we start thinking about the future for some fucking reason. We should have been thinking about the future 30, 40 years ago. You know what I mean? But unfortunately, it's just we got to get old and be like, oh shit, what with the future? What kind of world am I going to leave behind for my grandchildren?
Hmm.
Or for my grandchildren's children? It tugs at you. It tugs at me. I know it does. And I wish there was something more that I could do. But unfortunately, I'm just like a one tax-paying, law-abiding citizen
But
that
I mean,
with very
I
little
think that
power.
if you share your knowledge with your kids, man, and the people around you, you're already doing big changes. You know what I'm saying? You're already
That's the
helping.
best I could do. That's the best
Yeah,
I could
I
do.
mean, but that's great though, because kids do listen to you. You know what I'm saying? Your kids listen, your wife listen, family around you listens. If you could change one,
Maybe.
the wife sometimes,
The
you
wife.
know,
Jesus Christ.
So
She right now. I think she's got plugs in her ears right now. She don't want to listen to me.
so you do what you got to do, man. Either you preach to one person or you could preach to 1,000 people, but the message should always be the same. You know what I'm saying?
I agree. I agree. You should be consistent. I agree.
Yeah,
You
it
got to
should
be
be
consistent.
consistent. That's all it is, man. You never change your message because you're preaching to 1,000 people, or you don't think it's important just because one person's listening. No. Everything should always be the same, consistent. So, you got a lot of food for thought, man, and keep doing what you're doing, bro. So that's all it is. But we're definitely looking forward for next Saturday. Hopefully, Mr. Diaz is going to be with us next Saturday. Hopefully, we'll have Izzy. I definitely would love to continue doing a little bit more of salsa, man. That was a fun night. We can continue touching.
I had a ball. I had a ball that night, dude.
Yeah. So it was fun. So we'll definitely, be looking forward for Mr. Diaz to get back with us. And Augie, man, thank you for tonight, man. It's been a great show. Thank you guys for watching it. We'll see you guys again next week. Hope you guys have a great weekend, and we'll see you guys again. Augie, any last words, bro?
Chris, Diaz, and all of you, Oggeners, all of you Oggeners out there. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you something. All right, yeah. I'm gonna put this shit sideways. You set it real nice and shove it up your fucking candy ass, man. All right. No, I'm kidding. Listen, I appreciate it. We appreciate all the comments, everybody coming around. Listen, I will tell you this, man. This show is only gonna get bigger and stronger, and you're gonna don't miss out on what's about to happen next season.
Be a witness, be part of it. Ahí está tu programa Entre Amigos Podcast. We'll see you guys again next week. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. You guys can look us up on our YouTube channel, Entre Amigos Podcast 04. Also on Facebook, Entre Amigos Podcast. You guys have a great, great night. Go ahead.
Wait. Happy birthday, Tembleque.
Tembleque, who's that?
She knows who she is.
All right. Well, happy birthday to you too. All right,
you stay up, fellas.